What's up, guys? Mark 2 Bros here today. We're back in the swing of things. We got some reviews coming for you guys in the near future. We have a sweet piece here today. This is the TP9 Elite Combat. There's not a lot of videos on YouTube right now. There's some reveal videos and stuff, but nothing in the way of information shooting, so we're going to get that to you guys here today. This is my first take on the gun, actually first time out on the range with it. Let's do some shooting with it and see how it goes. My first time at the gun, so we're going to do a couple draws, practice. .186, pretty consistent. .207. Alright guys, so let's talk about some of the features here on this Elite Combat. So what I come to mind with is a mixture of two of the guns that are actually really popular in the Canik TP9 line, the Elite and the SFX. It's kind of a culmination of both, honestly. I mean, this is a truly decked out model straight from Canik, or Century Arms rather, who is importing it. But it's an excellent firearm, shoots very well, and I just wanted to go over some of the features, just to kind of bring this thing full circle for you guys, so you can actually get a layout. So we're going to start muzzle and just work our way back. Up top, this is a Salient Arms box fluted match barrel. Very nice barrel. You can see that Salient logo is on there, and we have the hexagonal thread protector. Covering the thread pitch, which is, I believe it's 13.5 by 1mm left hand. It's an odd thread pitch. Not really sure. You guys probably have to get some adapters for suppressors, compensators, stuff like that. But coming from Turkey, you'd expect something like that. Next thing that you see is these fiber optic sights. Excellently done. They track very well, and they pick up very nicely. That front fiber just glows in this daylight. One of the things that I really like about these sights too is they're a good mix between precision but yet very forgiving in terms of the sight picture. The notch isn't too wide to where you're just not going to be able to pick it up quick. So I do really like those. Also, the shelf on the rear here is excellent. You can see as I cut my finger off the front serrations, it's very sharp, but for those points where you're going to have to like rack it off of obscure stuff, these sights are really going to be nice for that. It's a nice shelf. So we do have the front serrations. Like I said, they are a little, they left a little to be desired for me, but even on the Elite that I owned at a point that we did a review on, I didn't really care for them then. But they're just enough to be substantial for press checks, but definitely racking the gun to put one in the chamber is kind of a little hard. So we also retain some of the features from most of the Canik line. We have a chamber indicator, which I personally don't recommend actually paying attention to. It's a nice feature that they add, but it's not something I'd advocate to make sure your gun's loaded or not. So we have the ambidextrous style slide release. You can see there, standard for most Caniks, at least the Elite series I know. We also have takedown levers, very reminiscent of the Glock style. Again, same as the Elite SFX. We do have running back here in Optic plates, so this is really cool. It comes with a couple different plates to mount a couple different brands of optics. One thing I do want to note though, this is very reminiscent of the SFX. It's going to be able to include the charging handle and all that, but you're not going to be able to retain a rear sight. So that's kind of one of the things that's a downside. You won't be able to run irons in tandem with your optic, but you're going to have an option to have some sort of carry optic, competition optic, whatever you choose to run. And then we also have the striker indicator. I actually enjoy those. I had one on my VP9 a long time ago, and it was my carry. And I think it's a good feature that they have on there. Again, I wouldn't wholeheartedly recommend, to 100% reliably indicate that the striker's back, but it is nice to know. It's a good quick indicator. Extended magazine release like the SFX, very nice. The trigger is something that is very nice. This is designed by Canik themselves. This is not a Salient Arms collaboration here. This is just Canik. So the dingus on the front, and this gun is cleared. It's been checked a couple times here on and off camera. But the dingus is actually very large. It takes up most of the circumference, or sorry, not circumference, but surface area of the tip of your finger when you're actually, you know, indexing it. It's very different feeling, but it feels good. It's very flat too, so I like that. The trigger, we're gonna do a showcase of the actual action of the trigger later on, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Next piece here from Salient Arms International is the magazine well. It's aluminum, but it's really nicely beveled there for, you know, all your insertions and stuff. Canik has a +3 base plate to add to their standard 15 round capacity, so 18 on this one, and then you also do get a standard 15 round capacity magazine with the gun as well. Again, we do have a rail which we've mounted. We opted for a TLR1 HL. I believe this one's like 5 years old. It's pretty nice. It's a good setup. You can still see the Sharpie finish on there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's do some shooting. One more thing before I forget. The Cerakote on this is actually really nice too, and it's done over top of a nitride finish on the slide. Most people say you're supposed to strip it before you Cerakote it. I'm not sure, but Canik is advertising that as a benefit, so I'll take it for what they put it out as. Let's do a little bit more shooting here. About half a magazine, maybe a little more. Just try to run it on that steel plate. Woo, got a little loose. Give you some accuracy. I mean, the sights are very nice. The impulse it's different. I'm definitely not used to it, but I do like the impulse. It seems like with a lot of practice, you could really run this gun very fast, especially with the trigger. All right, so we wanted to show you the setup of the Canik TP9 Elite Combat. This is the way it comes in the box. Just kind of give you a little unboxing experience here. So, slide open, and it pops. There's a little thin panel, Canik superior handguns. Set that off to the side. That's a paperweight. So this is everything in the box as you see it. We're gonna go through it. I guess we'll just start at the bottom here. These are all of the pieces of hardware you're gonna need for all your plates and stuff, and extra fiber optics, stuff like that. Come in a nice little pack right there. Spare magazine. This is where the Stendo boy is going to be placed. Speed loader, or loader assisting device, because it's not really any faster, just less hurt on your hands. The screw for the holster, which this holster is excellent. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually really terrible. We'll go over why. 4 different mounting plates for all your optics, and you can see the plate placed there for the charging handle. Extra back strap. We also have some awesome cutouts here too. You've got a cutout for your red dot if you ever choose to store it with the gun. Whatever one you decide to get. You probably should be getting an RMR or a Delta Point, but whatever you decide to get, you know, you can get. So here is the gun and the holster. Activation is really weird on this. So technically, if I was to draw this from my waist, I'd want to come over, press this in, which I hate that action because it's the same as a trigger. So if you were to come up, you might accidentally hit the trigger. I mean, in terms of speed, I don't really notice any difference in terms of like other active retention things. It is a little weird. Sometimes it does snag, just like the Blackhawks. You have to hit it just right, so it's awkward. In theory, I guess it was a good design, but the activation is just too dangerous and a little weird, in my opinion. So you just gonna want to toss that. So standard check here on camera for you guys. She's unloaded. Set her off to the side real quick. Actually, we'll just put it in the box for you so you can peep her. Trigger lock. I wouldn't recommend storing it like that unless you're actually just going to buy this gun and put it in a collection. You got a wrench up here. You got dowel rod, or whatever the hell they call this thing for cleaning. Squeegee, brush, barrel brush. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all that comes in the pack. I mean, it's a pretty nice layout. It's set up very nice. I mean, it's just organized. For the price you're paying for this gun, these come right around $750, $850 ballpark right now, depending on where you're getting it, and that's before tax and shipping and all that stuff. They can be had cheaper, I'm sure, but ballpark pricing on it. So we wanted to show you the trigger real quick too while we're here. I don't know if Cameron, you got a good angle on it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So Dingus is very nice, very light. There's really no take up with this trigger at all. So there's your take up. So Dingus in, take up, and it goes right into break. So pretty nice. Let's check the reset too. Oh yeah, that's money. It is very assertive, so you do get flung forward a little bit. So there's a slight bit of take up on the reset if you're not riding it exactly right. But very nice. So I do appreciate this trigger. It's excellently built. All around, it's a sweet shooter. Okay, last but not least, we're going to do a small takedown for you guys. This is a little bit unstandardized. It seems like it's simple at first. Again, we're checking if it's clear. It's been cleared multiple times now at this point. So what you're going to want to do, make sure the trigger's depressed, or you could do it while you're doing it. Some people don't like that. You want to pull back just like a Glock. Pull back on both takedown levers simultaneously. Push the slide forward ever so slightly. You're going to want to get to where you can see the little dip in the rail, and the slide lifts right off, as you can see. It's very easy to do. And then what you want to do with this is you're not going to want to slide it like a traditional Glock through the rails. It's going to get caught. So you're going to want to do it the exact way you took it off. Just place it on the frame, and then it's very small travel, and then everything's back in order. So very simple takedown, just a little different, but we wanted to show you guys that just so that you know. This is the same for the Elite, but we didn't do a takedown in that video. So yeah, but also a couple of announcements for you guys too. We'll be making some videos here in the near future on some pretty sweet blasters. Go check us out. We have an Instagram now. It's just Mark II Bros. And then also go check out DIY Tactician. We're actually making these watch straps. This is a shameless plug here, guys. These watch straps, we found a market. We kind of cornered this market for watch straps made out of really cool camouflages. So this is on my Seiko automatic watch. But we'll do a separate video on this. But just go check out DIY Tactician on Instagram, and we'll have some more stuff there, more content as it develops. We're still in the process of making these. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So see you later.